I feel like she's being tested, you know. People are betraying her constantly and disappointing her, but I think that's kind of what's making her stronger, and as long as she keeps focused on her through line, which is like, I'm going to be a better person, I'm going to be selfless, I'm going to be giving, I think that's what's going to save her.
I think the chief betrayal here, too, is that her mom has been really, like, forging her name on documents and stuff like that.
Having an affair.
Right. How far is Veronica willing to go
to
get back at her mom for these things?
I think as far as she goes would be just general manipulation of her mother. I think she uses her kind of old self, like her past self in New York when she was crazier. She kind of brings that back a little bit to kind of threaten her mom and be like, do you want to see the old Veronica? Like, this is the only way she knows how to communicate with her mother. And so she brings that back. And that kind of ends up working in the end.
I would say an interesting element of that is in 6, there's a line in there that you say essentially, I really just want him to get home from jail so everything can go back to normal.
Yeah.
What do you think back to normal would look like for her if she wasn't, like, if she was a better person?
I think back to normal at this point, I don't think Veronica necessarily wants to go to New York anymore. I think she's kind of found a home in Riverdale, but normal for her is having the family unit back, you know, having her parents be in the same house and feeling like a family again, because right now it's chaos. She barely talks to her father. Her mom is up to shady stuff, and she's kind of questioning her parents and whether or not they have good intentions.
We just saw the beginning of episode 7, which is very inspired by Archie comics. You have Jughead with the typical hat and all that.
Oh, I love that.
Can you talk about what it was like to film that scene?
It was so fun. I mean, it was like, it just felt so exciting to get into the old characters, you know what I mean? And really feel like you're portraying the core of who those characters are. But it was also within that dreamlike context, so it's like a little creepy, a little Stepford Wivesy. It was really fun.
One of the things KJ inspired this question, so we'll see if you agree with him on this. How would you compare KJ to Archie? What do you think he shares in common?
Almost everything. What did he say?
The same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Although he always like makes fun of Archie. He's always like, God, Archie's just such an idiot, eh? And I'm like, KJ, you know, you're really similar to him. They're both extremely indecisive. Like, KJ is the most indecisive person ever.
And how are you?
Kill me for saying that.
No,
he told us to ask you.
No, he said, okay, if he said it, then I'm good.
Yeah, he specifically said, ask Cammy, she'll tell you. And so I asked you so I can cut the video together.
He goes like, well, it'll be like, we have dinner at 7:30, and then at 7 he'll text us and be like, I'm just gonna go to sleep, eh? And then he just like doesn't show up. Like, he's always like changes his mind. He'll be like, yeah, we'll go there tonight. And then he's like, no, I'm gonna go for a run. He'll be like, no, I'll go to dinner. I don't know. I'm going for a run. And then and we're just like always.
But the real KJ wears a shirt when he goes running, right?
The real KJ, you know? No, yeah, the real KJ wears a shirt. But that's because you can't be shirtless in this weather.
How are you like Veronica?
I am pretty similar to Veronica. I think I'm a lot like, I'm more humble than her. No, I mean, I don't want to say that because Veronica is humble, or she's humbled, but like I think Veronica's a lot more confident than I am. I think she's a lot more, she's just a stronger person. And I think I'm a little bit more, I'm more of a Betty. No, I'm not more of a Betty. I don't know. Well, I'm sweeter, calmer. Who knows? But I think I used to be more like Veronica when I was in high school.
Well, you said something about Betty. There was that scene at the end of episode 3, which airs tonight, where Betty kind of goes crazy right in front of Veronica with the maple and all that.
Yes.
What was it like to shoot that?
It was really intense. It was, I remember we were really rushed for time that day, but we kind of all got really focused to make it through the schedule, and we were nervous. Like, we were nervous because it's kind of hard to pull off, you know? Like, it's a very... We didn't want it to be this kind of like, ooh, like sexy Betty and Veronica, like we're showing him what's up, you know? We wanted it to be this moment of like triumph and like us getting together to fight the patriarchy.
No, I want to kind of go back to your mom a little bit, or rather Veronica's mom, because she's caught up in all of the shady stuff. Her dad's in prison. Is she gonna get sucked into this like shady stuff that her mom's doing?
I wouldn't say she gets sucked into it, but she investigates. She involves herself in it and is constantly trying to uncover the truth because her parents are kind of playing her. They're kind of, you know, her mom's always trying to act like nothing's going on, and she'd be like, no, he's just a friend, or like she keeps trying to play everything off like it's nothing, and Veronica wants to believe her but doesn't. And so I think she kind of teams up with her friends to investigate the truth firsthand and be like, I'm going to see what's up.
Is Betty going to help out with that at all? Because I feel like Betty and Veronica, in that regard, have the same kind of thing going on, and Betty's doing all this investigative stuff, so is she going to help out with that?
I'm trying to remember if she does. I mean, I know she's there for Veronica, and I know they have conversations about things, but I can't remember at the moment if there's an episode where we explore... Sorry, I'm just trying to think really quick. I don't know. 8, 9. It's so much happens in these episodes that I'm like, I get lost and I'm like, I don't know. I know Archie helps Veronica. They kind of do some sleuthing together.
What can you tell us about episode 10? Because everybody has been very like, yes, this is the one you gotta watch. Yeah, episode 10 is a really fun episode. And what I love most about it is it kind of favors the whole group. Like, everything ties in. And, you know, because sometimes you see that the episodes, everyone kind of has their own storyline, you know? Like, Veronica's over there dealing with her mom, and Betty's with Polly, and, like, everyone doesn't really connect in some episodes. And I feel like this one, everyone is involved in the same story, and it's really like a story of friendship and togetherness.
What was your reaction upon reading the script for this season finale?
I was shocked. I mean, we all read it at the table read. We had no idea what we were getting ourselves into, so we kind of made a pact that we weren't going to skip to the end to succeed out. But the good thing is they don't actually reveal it. Like, it's not like at the very end you find out who it is. They kind of let that build, or let it sink in a little bit before the episode comes to an end. But as we were reading it, we were all just kind of like biting our nails, and it's like you find out who it is, and then you're like, no, it can't be. Like, for me, I was like, no, that can't be it. Like, they're gonna twist it again. And then as I kept reading, I was like, oh wait, no, that's it. That's the person. And so, you know, I had already considered that person before. So I was kind of like, okay, that makes sense. But I was still shocked just because of the nature of that person's relationship to Jason.
Do we get to see Hiram by the end of the first season?
No, we don't. We almost were. Am I allowed to say that?
No. Well, you can say that, but just don't continue.
No, I won't. No, we don't.
Season 2?
Hopefully.
Okay.
I wouldn't see why not.
Is there for me as an audience member, I think that the dynamic, like the relationship you have on camera with Lily has been a real high point of the show.
I love.
Going into the second half of the season, is there another kind of dynamic that you're really excited about with Veronica?
Going into the second season? Is that
second half of the season.
Second half of the season. I mean, Veronica plays a lot. Like, every episode's different in terms of who she's closest with or whatever. But she does have a lot of strong moments with Kevin. I really like that friendship. And she has an episode 9, I believe, is her episode with Ethel, where she has a lot of scenes with Ethel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does Veronica find out about Kevin's interaction with the Southside Serpent?
She does.
And does she approve?
I think she approves, but she's kind of skeptical of him and his involvement in the serpents because she knows so much about the serpents, given her parents' situation.
Are we going to see Veronica do anything else with music for the rest of the season? Because we saw her in the variety show.
We do. There's a little bit. She performs at homecoming, and she performs at the very end.
What was that like for you?
It was so fun. Because they didn't ask me if I could sing when I got the role. Like that was just kind of something that happened as we went. But Roberto quickly realized that almost this entire cast is musical. Like we all kind of have our own little things. So it's like, why not take advantage of that? So I've had a lot of sessions in the studio, and that has been super fun. Like I've never done that before, and making music on the shows, it's like another added benefit.